Hey guys, it's Fire here with a 3-minute champion guide for Graves. Now Graves is actually my favourite AD carry because of how much fun he is to play. He has huge amounts of burst and a built-in tankiness, which means that he can bully pretty much any lane. He's really underpicked at the moment and definitely still viable. He excels at bullying weaker lanes such as Aveun or Tristana, who have actually become really popular at the moment. So for masteries around 21-6-3, this is pretty much a standard page for any AD. The 6 in defense gives you the durability and the 3 in utility gives you the mana regen. The more you play Graves, the more I'd recommend you run 21-9. You do lose the mana regen in utility, but you can make this up through better use of your mana. Now for runes, I run flat AD marks, armor seals, flat MR blues or MR per level, and then for quints I use 2 lifesteal and 1 AD. For skill order you max Q, E and then W. Now the reason you do this is because Q is your damage source, E is your repositioning skill and W is just your plain utility. Remember that every time you basic attack you reduce your E's cooldown by 1 second, so that means that during mid game team fights you can almost have this ability up 100% of the time if you're auto attacking constantly. For items you want to start with the Doran's Blade. This is the most effective start for any AD carry because of the health, attack damage and lifesteal it gives you. You should work towards Bloodthirster as soon as possible. Now the reason Bloodthirster is core is because it gives you the most AD in the game when fully stacked. The more AD you have, the more your abilities do, and so the more burst you have. Now after that there are 3 options. Graves doesn't scale with attack speed that well because he's more reliant on his abilities to do damage than his auto attacks. If you're ahead, however, then you can buy attack speed because the enemy team won't have many defensive items and you still do a lot of damage. Otherwise, it's just better to get some armor penetration so that your abilities do the maximum damage possible in mid-game team fights. Finally, you want to round off this build with an Infinity Edge so the auto attacks are still efficient and you're still a force to be reckoned with late game. Most of the time on Graves I buy a Frozen Mallet. This is because late game his damage isn't that great, but Frozen Mallet gives him extra tankiness and also extra damage. Graves' laning phase is really strong and he can control the lane from a very early point in the game. Now the main reason is because of his passive. At 10 stacks it's almost like having an additional set of armor and magic resist runes, which is a huge advantage over any other AD carry. The best way to trade on Graves is going to be an auto attack straight into a Q. The best time to do this is going to be when the enemy comes to CS, as you'll do damage to him and he won't do any back to you. Now a great tip on Graves is to push as soon as you get to lane. This means that you'll secure level 2 before the enemy laner and you can establish control from that point. If they come to CS you can all in them and most likely kill them or at least send them out of lane. Your Q does damage per bullet, so that means if you are standing right next to the enemy, you will do 3 times the damage as if you're standing max range. Now be careful about using your E to go into the enemy to do this, because it is your only escape mechanism, so if you use it aggressively, you don't have anything to run away. Your job in teamfights is to attack the highest priority target, which is safe to do so. Graves' passive and lifesteal means it's really difficult for bruisers to kill. Your QR combo at point blank range is enough to shred tanks as well as squishy targets, so don't be afraid to unleash that combo if a diver jumps onto you. Remember that your E can be kept up almost 100% of the time when you're auto attacking, so try to use it often for that short attack speed boost. Finally, either aim your W at the enemy carries or straight on top of yourself and E away. Thanks for watching guys. I will actually be doing a full series of these on every AD carry, but please let me know in the comments which one you'd like to see next. This video is actually to accompany a guide that I wrote on LoL Pro, so please go into the description and check that out if you want to learn more about Graves. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe. Go like my Facebook, follow me on Nook, and as always, I will catch you next time.